Yo, what's good, everybody? This is msimp. It's been a minute, actually. I've been mad busy, but I want to say thanks for rocking with me. Appreciate you guys' emails. A lot of you guys reaching out, just saying, hey, looking for this, looking for that. So yeah, man, I'm back. Anytime I get a free minute, I want to definitely try to dedicate some time to making sure you guys have some stuff that I feel like may be useful and unique. So with that said, this is still ReasonToWork. Just have rebranded as msimpmusic.com due to some server issues that I had. Lost a lot of content, so I'm slowly getting a lot of that back up. So, but anyway, I got something that's pretty useful that I'd received as a request from a gentleman on YouTube for a video that I'd put up, and he was just asking about, can you do a video on custom map macros for Maschine? So that's what we're going to do. So I got this beat. I'm going to show you kind of the macros in context, and then I'll show you exactly how we'll set this up. Check it out. So what you can see is it definitely helps from a performance perspective. A lot of you guys follow my sound design company, MSX Sound, so you'll hear a lot of stuff in our demos and things that we're doing on video that's getting glitchy or lo-fied out or just random stuff. And most of this stuff is done in Maschine if we're using Maschine. And everything that we're using is all stock plugins. It's all stock plugins, so you don't need anything extras, not anything outside of Maschine that I'm bringing into this. This is just using what's within the platform, so it's super dope. So first, we're going to dive right into it. I have that one in context, but I'm going to show you guys how to actually set it up all on your own. So I'm going to mute this one, and then I'll start working on the dummy key. So you can see here on the group level, we don't have any of the map macros. So all just normal sounds. So what you want to do is, I know a lot of people that use Maschine, sometimes you'll come to the master just to color your entire project or sound or whatever you're working on. That's cool. You can also affect sounds at the group level. So basically 1 through 16, all of your pads can be affected by using the internal Maschine plugins and what have you. And this is actually where we're going to set our macros up. We're going to work off the group level for this because this is where it works best. So I have an EQ in here just because I, wanted to do a couple of things to the high end. I'm rolling off a little bit of frequency on the low end for this beat, and then a limiter, just kind of keeping everything in check. Those are going to stay. So these won't be a part of the macros that we map. But we'll try to mirror what I have going on with these here. So first thing you want to do is when you fire up Maschine, you're normally at the sound level. We're going to go to the group level. And then we want to decide based on the project that we have, what type of effects that we want to use. So I really like this grain stretch. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to add grain stretch. So you can get an idea of how you want it to sound before we start messing with any of the parameters that will be mapped to your 8 knobs here. All right. So we'll play the beat and then we'll kind of jack around with the grain stretch just to kind of see how we like it. Once we have it set, boom, we'll go back and map it. So that's like the default grain stretch setting. When you start adjusting the time, the loop, the pitch, different things start happening. What I usually do is I'm just going to take the time up to 100%, leave everything else the same. And that's the effect that I like to have. It's going to always be in time, just because we have it set to the different quantization points in the song. So you'll be good to go there. So I'm gonna leave this here. Now it's important also to make sure that we turn this actually off so that whenever we go to map it, it's not on by default. All right. So I'm gonna shut it off. What we're gonna do is when we map it, we're just gonna map the on and off button. All right. So to do that, you're gonna come over to your, I don't know what you call this button here. I guess this would be the macro button. We're gonna get under the macro tab. And then you want to make sure you drop down to pages, not under automation, but you want to drop down to pages. And then this first box here, that's where we're going to set it. So we're going to select, and then we're going to go look for grain stretch, which we just added. So boom. Then it gives you options. So all of these options here correspond to the parameters that are on the particular effect that you want to add. All right. So this is where, like I said, you want to know what you're trying to do with the effect prior to adding the effect, because this is where it's going to make all the difference for you. So when we go back to macro, we want to add grain stretch. And like I said, I'm just going to map it to the on and off button. You can double click here and name it. And now when you play your record, it's off by default, which we set it to back on this page. When we go back, now it's mapped to our first knob on Maschine. Fair enough. All right. So then that's one. And we have 8 total. And then you can just go through pages and pages and pages of this. They scroll all the way through across. They work on the complete controllers. It's super dope. Super dope. So if any of you guys are out doing beat sets, you guys are out performing your music, this is a huge tool for you guys to be using. And if you're not diving into Maschine this way, I suggest that you certainly get on it. Go back to your old beats, start looking at different things, seeing how you can go back and enhance things. So, all right. So like I said, we're going to try to mirror what we had here that you heard on the beginning. Next, I had a flanger, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go right back to Maschine, drop in flanger. And again, I'm going to listen to how it sounds so I can know what I want to map. So for me, that's cool. So I'm gonna go back to my macro page, click in the middle of there. I'm gonna go look for the flanger and mix. This is basically a wet dry for it. And if I recall, I think you can name that, yeah. So, you know, if this makes more sense for you visually, I guess that would be dry to wet. And then here we go. Now we got 2 macros mapped. Here we go. Boom. Now you got 2. We're going to go right back to the group level settings. Let me see what else we had on here. So the flanger, lo-fi. So the lo-fi is dope. I'm going to go add lo-fi to the new one that we're doing. All right. So again, by default, it's going to be all the way basically wet. We're going to need to play with the settings so we know where we want it to be set. Alright, so sometimes like with these, I want drastic settings. Simply because, you know, that's the whole point of adding effects. I want it to be affected. Some things we'll use more subtly, but in this case, I want stuff to be like all the way enhanced, especially if we have a mix knob here. So again, with lo-fi, I'm gonna go add this, look for it, and then I'm gonna just set this one to the mix as well. And we'll go dry wet on that one. Name that one lo-fi as well. So I'm gonna go through a couple of these real quick. We'll get these set up and then we'll keep it moving. everything mapped. And then also on Maschine, it's going to list exactly what you name it. So if you change the name of these, it'll also show up on your Maschine hardware, which is dope. Probably looks really, really dope for you guys with the studio and the color screens. So here we go. Hope you guys enjoyed that. A couple of things I wish did happen here. A lot of other programs will allow you to say like right click and map multiple parameters to say one knob right here on the front. So let's say I wanted these last 4 cabinet, boost, delay, and the chord color to be mapped to one knob, so that one knob may be affected every single one of these. That needs to happen. Like at this point, like that definitely should be in here. That would make much more use out of a particular knob, so you can have multiple parameters mapped to one thing. That's really my only gripe and complaint about it. I mean, I do think you can still get mad busy in Maschine. It's got a lot of features that maybe some feel like are still lacking, but there's plenty in here. If you know what you're doing, if you dive into the software and stop looking for features so much and actually just see what's in it, you know, as they say, read the manual sometimes, you can find so much under the hood that you probably have slept on. So again, I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. It was something that I definitely had slept on. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, shoot me an email, let me know what you think. Check out the site, msimpmusic.com. And as always, keep it locked. Holla.